Welcome back to Network Africa. The Italian Prime Minister Matteo Renzi has completed his West Africa tour to Nigeria, Senegal and Ghana and is scheduled to open the Milan Fashion Week. During his visit to Ghana, Prime Minister Renzi confirmed that his country is ready to help in restabilizing parts of the continent battling against militant groups. In an address to Ghana's parliament, Mr. Renzi also stated that Italy would work with the African Union to help in combating the growing problem.
Terrorists aim at disintegrating societies by having them living in fear, possibly because they have no constructive projects of their own. They try to kill us. When they are not able to kill, they try to force us to live in the fear. We must refuse this message and together, in the name of culture, in the name of ideas, in the name of democracy, fight against this terrible message. The only way to stop human trafficking is work together. Build a possibility of creation jobs here. Give opportunity to the people and together fight against the terrible message. This is a real and important challenge for everyone. Europe must invest here and give the message for the young generation.
Italian Prime Minister Matteo Renzi. Now to some health matters. When the Zika virus resurfaced, Africans seemed to be far from bothered. But now that the World Health Organization has declared it a global threat, it's time to stay extra careful and even more vigilant. In this next report, we bring you details about modes of transmission, who could be at risk, and some eye-openers.
Now that there is a high possibility of being infected by the Zika virus through sexual intercourse, more countries are concerned about the situation.
We have seen only 2 cases so far of sexual transmission. So while it seems possible that the virus spreads through semen and is possibly transmittable through blood, these are so far only the rare cases of transmission. What we do see is a huge majority of mosquito infections. But of course, it is important right now to study carefully this possible transmission of through sexual transmission. Right now, it's recommendable to practice what WHO has been recommending all the way along, safe sex, which would be the best way to prevent any sort of infection.
Initially, it appears as though the virus would only affect the Americas. But after a meeting in Geneva, the virus has officially been declared a global health emergency. The African continent will need to be very watchful.
International travel, international trade. The reality of Zika spreading to the rest of the world, including Africa, is a reality. In terms of, are we gearing up for a Zika epidemic or pandemic right now? No, I don't think we need to be worried at that scale. But of course, I think our government, our health ministry need to be aware that there is a potential of spread into our country. There might be an element of immunity that is existent in the African population.
Many measures are being taken to counter the spread of the virus, which is renowned for contributing to underdeveloped brains in babies. Sadly, there is a very high tendency that traditional measures such as insecticide could have little or no effect. Based on this, Army troops in Rio de Janeiro have stepped up cleaning efforts in Copacabana Beach to destroy breeding grounds for the Aedes aegypti mosquito, which transmits the Zika virus, while France recommends the use of condoms to prevent catching the virus.
Speaking of prevention, here are some facts about the Zika virus which could help you protect yourself from being infected by it. Prevent mosquito breeding around your homes, and non-essential travel to affected countries should be deferred. Pregnant women should defer travel to the affected areas as well, and all travelers who go to affected areas should follow protective measures. Use mosquito repellents as much as you can, and travelers who are returning from an affected area and experience fever should report to the nearest health facility for a checkup. Pregnant women who've also traveled to areas which are at high risk should be monitored appropriately. Still to come on the program, South Sudan residents seek solace in towns. However, those towns are not immune to conflict and crime.